This is massive. Tom Thibodeau just signed a 3-year contract extension with the New York Knicks, and we have to talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video, as we always do, because Woj just announced that the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau have agreed to a 3-year contract extension, leading him through the 2027-28 season with the Knicks. Now, he has one more year left on his current deal, and then the extension kicks in. Tibs got his payday, and for the next 4 years, none other than Thomas, middle name unknown, Thibodeau, will be the head coach of the team. One of the best head coaches the Knicks have had, probably the best since Y2K. Best coach of my 23 lifetime. And I am thrilled by this move. Now, like many people, I was worried when Tibs came in because the stigma. He overplays guys. He doesn't adjust. Yada, yada, yada. I had those problems with him in 2022 to a degree, the lack of adjustment, the Alec Burks at point guard thing. But since Brunson has come in, Tom Thibodeau has been a phenomenal coach. He was a great coach for them in the 2020-2021 season. In 4 years with the Knicks, they've made the playoffs 3 times. The only year they didn't was basically a Murphy's Law season. Everything that could have went wrong for them. Kemba Walker came in, couldn't stay healthy, couldn't play defense. They never really got another point guard after that. RJ Barrett was the only player playing well. Julius Randle had a terrible year because he didn't have a point guard around him. It was just a terrible year for everyone involved. Everyone did badly. But then we bounced back. Obviously, adding in Jalen Brunson was a massive part of that, especially this year when he's really gone from someone who's an all-star level player to an absolute NBA superstar. And Thibodeau is the perfect coach. We know how tight Tibs is with these players. We know how much the players love Tibs. This is the perfect coach for this team. They're a hard-nosed, take-no-prisoners team that really wins their games based off their defense and the fact that they're going to outwork every single team. Just a great job by Tibs. Let's look at how Woj kind of broke this thing down for us. Because he announced that Tom Thibodeau had agreed on a 3-year contract extension that'll take him through the 2027-28 season, as I mentioned. He mentions that Tibs is a 2-time coach of the year. He led the Knicks to consecutive conference semifinals berths. They would have made the conference finals if the entire team wasn't injured, which wasn't his fault, but we'll get into that. And he also mentions that Leon Rose continued a strong summer that included adding Mikal Bridges, keeping OG Anunoby, getting Jalen Brunson that $113 million pay cut of a contract extension, and much more now, also including Tom Thibodeau, also adding in Cameron Payne. The New York Knicks have had one hell of an offseason, and now it just continues. They're doing everything that they should do. Leon Rose is doing everything correctly here. Everything that Leon Rose has done for this team this summer has been exactly what you could have hoped for. The only thing that he hasn't done is given Julius Randle a contract extension, and I literally just posted a video on that a few hours ago. So if you want to check that one out, that'll break the whole Julius Randle situation down. We'll give a good insight on what's going on with him. But this is about Tibs right now. Tom Thibodeau got it done. He's been one of the best coaches that I've ever seen coach the Knicks. I know I'm young. I know a lot of you guys have watched the Knicks way longer than I have. So there's a good chance that some of you are like, all right, well, Pat Riley, he was easily better than Tibs. Yo, Pat Riley was coaching the Knicks 30 years ago. I get he was better than Tibs at it. He was coaching the Knicks 30 years ago. The other one is Jeff Van Gundy. Wasn't coaching the Knicks after the year 2000. No. Of course they were better, but that wasn't in the 2000s, let alone the mid-2020s. We're basically halfway through the 2020s, which is weird to think about. Tom Thibodeau has been the best coach since the turn of 2000, and we have to put some respect on his name. I mean, 3 playoff appearances in 4 years is really impressive with the Knicks. And let's just take a look at some of this stuff right here, because Tibs is 175 and 143 with the Knicks in his coaching career, which is a phenomenally done job, especially because the Knicks, they were not a great team. They weren't a good team on paper in 2021. They just had Julius Randle and a young RJ Barrett. Outside of that, the team was pretty weak, yet Randle was able to carry them, especially when you consider that Mitchell Robinson missed most of that season with an injury. It really came to Randle carrying them and Tibs coaching the team in a way that mattered. Also, I know Derrick Rose is there in the second half of the year. He obviously bolstered them a ton. Shout out D Rose. You're just a legend, dude. Everyone loves Derrick Rose if you're a Knicks fan, or really anyone who's ever had him on the team, or every single NBA fan loves Derrick Rose. The man is awesome. We all know that. And shout out to Tibs because Derrick Rose would have never came here, I doubt, if Tibs weren't here. So there's also that. I mean the second time around, not the first time. Now, also, he has a 14-15 record with the Knicks in the playoffs. I understand that is a losing record, but the Knicks haven't won the NBA Finals and haven't made the conference finals at all. And that has nothing to do with Tibs. Yeah, they lost against the Heat in 2023. Why? Honestly, the Heat were better. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. The Heat were better than the Knicks, especially when you consider the fact that Julius Randle's ankle was mangled. The man needed ankle surgery. That was a big part of why the Knicks didn't go to the conference finals that season, is because they didn't have a healthy Julius Randle going against the Heat, and he would have changed everything for the Knicks in that series. Now, this year, 2024, the Knicks would have also went to the conference finals. Healthy, they could have beaten Boston. But no, because everyone got hurt. By the end of the Pacers series, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, all injured. The whole team was hurt. Deuce McBride is now dealing with an injury. My friend who's going to run Nets Digest in a few weeks met Deuce recently and mentioned that Deuce is currently recovering from an injury himself. The whole Knicks team was injured, and they still were a game away from the conference finals. Shout out Dante DiVincenzo for going 9 for 15 from 3 in that game, putting up nearly 40 points, talking so much trash. The New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau has them looking like a true contender. Now, it also helps that it's the most talented team the Knicks have had probably throughout the 2000s also, but you have to credit Tibs with a lot of just developing these guys, because every single player on the Knicks right now, every single one has played, unless they're currently who's played for the Knicks long enough. So I'm not counting Alec Burks and Boyan, who obviously aren't on the team anymore, but guys who were on there last year. Every single player basically has played their best basketball under Tibs. Josh Hart for sure, Jalen Brunson absolutely, Julius Randle 100%. I mean, Tibs comes in and Julius wins most improved player. Theoretically, would have been All-NBA again this year, was an All-Star this year, was an All-Star his first year with Tibs, was an All-Star in his third year with Tibs. Every year the Knicks have made the playoffs, Julius Randle's been an All-Star. 2 of them he's been All-NBA. He would have been All-NBA this year if he did not get injured. Now, I'm not going to say Tibs caused 100% of Julius' development, but he helped a lot. And there's no way you can argue that when you consider Julius came in and was phenomenal the second Tibs got here, when he was terrible under David Fizdale, one of the worst coaches any of us have ever watched. So you have to consider that. Tibs has made Brunson obviously, it started in Dallas, but he's at a new level in New York. DiVincenzo had the best season of his life under Tibs this year. Josh Hart, best season of his life under Tibs. Mitchell Robinson has become a completely different player. He's a complete defender under Tibs. Isaiah Hartenstein broke out, is now getting nearly $30 million per year. That started under Tibs. So many of these guys. Deuce McBride, obviously only coached by Tibs, but we've seen the development into a Tibs player that he's become. And now he's such a valuable bench player who could start on contending teams. It's just the Knicks are so deep. He's their 8th or 9th man. You have to give Tibs credit for this. Now, something else I really do want to show you guys, because I love it, is if you take a look right here, these are all of the Knicks coaches from the 2000s on. And I guess I was wrong, because Jeff Van Gundy coached the Knicks 2 years in the 2000s. So I'm sorry, I was 1 or 2 years old when that happened. I was actually just 1 year old. I was born in 2001. But look, Tibs, only one here, or one of the few people here with a positive win-loss record. One of the few coaches to even have a playoff record, and it's better than everyone's, better winning percentage than everyone, except for Jeff Van Gundy. That goes for the regular season, too. Better winning percentage than everyone except for Jeff Van Gundy, who obviously, look, if I'm being real, if you told me pick Tibs or Van Gundy right now, who do you want coaching the Knicks? I'm probably picking Jeff Van Gundy. But it's even hard to say that now because this team is built in a Tibs style that it's perfect for him. I would love if JVG came back to the Knicks instead of our rival, but, you know, that's one of the reasons why the Celtics won the championship. Outside of being a very talented team, well-coached, all that stuff, Jeff Van Gundy definitely helped, and no one can convince me otherwise. But look, I love this move. I think it's perfect. I think it's a great length because eventually this takes Tibs into his 70s. I think he'll move into some front office role after that where he gets paid to basically not do very much at all except hang out with his friend Leon Rose. But that's fine. Then the Knicks will go younger, maybe look in a few different directions, potentially a Dan Hurley, something like that, maybe someone who Thibs can develop on the bench right now. It would have been Johnny Bryant, obviously, but now he's in Cleveland, so it is curious to see what they're going to do in the future. Maybe it's Dice Yoshimoto. I'm curious, but as of right now, Tom Thibodeau is our guy. I really hope him and the Knicks can win a championship together. They're a contender. I think they absolutely can. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a phenomenal Wednesday, guys. It's hump day, baby. Let's get it. Go Knicks!